60 lives lost to fatal road accidents so far this year. Speeding and reckless driving are taking a devastating toll on the Bahamas. As we approach the implementation of the new traffic laws in January 2025, there's an urgent need for change to make our roads safer. This is Road to Safety, reducing accidents and saving lives in the Bahamas. Join us as we explore practical tips for drivers, discuss the far-reaching consequences of serious accidents, and break down what the upcoming regulations mean for all road users. Keep watching. A brand new episode of You and Your Money starts now.
You and Your Money is brought to you by
Sun Oil,
Leno, 𝗖𝗛𝗥𝗘𝗘𝗧𝗏, Focall, and the Deposit Insurance Corporation.
Welcome to You and Your Money, everyone. Joining us today to talk about the impact of speed and why slowing down can save lives are ASP Demetria Capron and Inspector Greenslade from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Police Traffic Division. ASP Capron and Inspector Greenslade, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, ASP Capron, how significant is speeding as a factor in the recent increase in fatal accidents, and what statistics highlight its impact on road safety?
Speed is a major factor in most all accidents, but especially in the uptick in serious and fatal accidents. It just seems as though persons just love the speed. They don't leave home in a timely fashion, and so they have the speed to get where they go. Persons feel like speed thrills, but we have to understand that it also kills. And so we don't have persons that are regularly obeying the posted speed limit signs. And so it's a major factor. Almost 90% of accidents, speed is a major factor in.
Now, Inspector Greenslade, what specific tips can you provide to drivers to help them maintain the safe speeds, as well as to avoid the temptation to speed, especially on the busy or long stretches of road?
But like we always say at the traffic division, you want to drive to arrive alive. What that means is that being late for any particular event, job, appointment is not worth your life or potentially life of your passengers. We also like to encourage persons to look at the reason that you're speeding. Is it because you're late for work? Whether you speed or not, you're still going to be late. Is it that you have an emergency? There's emergency medical services. You can actually even call 911 and inform the police that you have an emergency, and you will be intercepted by a police vehicle and escorted to the hospital, as we do pretty commonly. Are you trying to impress someone that's a passenger in your vehicle? Definitely not worth your life. And we'd also encourage members of the public to not only drive for themselves, but drive for the other persons. It may not be you that's injured. It may be a child that's walking across the street. It may be another motorist whose vehicle you struck, and the injuries you inflict may be fatal. And now that's something that you have to live with on your conscience for the rest of your life. So before you speed, think about the reason that you're speeding and ask yourself, is it really worth it?
Well, definitely it's food for thought, and even having to consider the options that's available in terms of getting assistance if there's a need for an emergency. Now, ASP Capron, how does speeding affect a driver's reaction time and the severity of injuries in the event of an accident?
Speeding greatly affects a driver's reaction time because they have no time to react. The fast pace that they are going does not allow them to press brakes or to do a maneuver in order to avoid an accident. It actually increases the severity of injury, of major damage to the vehicle, increases the chances of it being a serious or fatal accident. It's simple. If you're driving slower, the impact between two vehicles will be less. But when you're speeding, it's going to be a lot of damage, it's going to be some injuries, and it's going to increase the likelihood of the severity of injuries. And that's why we're asking persons to please just simply slow down. There's no place that's that important that you have to rush to go.
Now, Inspector Greenslade, what role does the law enforcement play in monitoring speed limits, and are there any new strategies being implemented to curb the speeding on the roads?
So at the traffic division, we've taken a three-pronged approach in curbing the speeding problems that we've been having lately. Firstly, what we've been doing is educating the public generally. You'll see us at major intersections. You'll see us at side streets, speaking with drivers, answering any questions that they may have, sometimes issuing pamphlets and trying to inform them the best we can. Secondly, we've been going to schools. ASP Capron has been leading teams going to various government and private schools, educating the future drivers. So we're focusing on the present, we're focusing on the future, and ensuring that all Bahamian motorists understand their role as a motorist and as a member of this country. Lastly, we've been focusing on enforcement as well. Any complaints that we get in regards to a specific highway, side street, main road, anywhere that persons are making illegal U-turns or running the red light, speeding up on the amber light, or doing anything that's jeopardizing the safety of other road users, we'll address it. We do random speed checks, we do random road checks. We try not to be predictable. You will see us out sometimes at 4 a.m. in the morning, sometimes at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So we're constantly on the streets, we're constantly addressing the speeding issue, showing that persons are aware of what they're doing and ensuring that they're being penalized if they're doing so, and just throwing caution to the wind.
Well, definitely want to commend you for, for taking the proactive approach in terms of, especially with dealing with the schools, the future road users. It's definitely commendable. Now, ASP Capron, how will the upcoming traffic law amendments address the issues related to speed, and what penalties will be introduced to deter the dangerous driving behaviors?
Well, with the new amended laws expected to take place January the 1st, 2025, it allows that if your car is not licensed and your car is not insured, that the police has the power to have your vehicle towed. Now, we know that police presence on the road automatically causes persons to slow down, put on their seatbelt. They start to automatically, if they are not already adhering to the road traffic regulations, they automatically start to do that with the police presence on the road. And so we know that in January, when persons will now see the tow truck on the road and they see the police officers, or they will not want their vehicle to be towed. And so that is going to help us tremendously in having persons to slow down on the road. And this will help reduce accidents. This will help reduce persons getting their tickets or getting cited for the various offenses.
Well, ASP Demetria Capron and Inspector Kristoff Greenslade, we have to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to look at understanding the consequences, the aftermath of serious accidents. This is You and Your Money. We'll be right back.
Kids, let's go! Sean, what are you doing?
I solved it. We'll buy our life insurance policy from this company and then go over here and get our home insurance. Then get our motor policy from right over here.
Or we could just get it all with CG Atlantic. Save a lot of money and effort.
They do it all? Even pensions?
Even pensions.
We're like a husband that doesn't overcomplicate everything. CG Atlantic. Good like that.
𝗖𝗚𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Holdings Limited is proud of its consistent growth and the financial success it continues to bring to many Bahamians who invest in the company. 𝗖𝗚𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 is committed to ensuring optimal financial performance for its shareholders. 𝗖𝗚𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧's leadership remains focused on superior customer service and operational excellence across all sectors. 𝗖𝗚𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, fueling growth for people.
Hi, Kevin. How can I help you?
Is it true this institution isn't doing too well? Should I move my money since I have a business and personal savings account?
Don't worry about the gossip. Banks are regulated, so the chances of this institution failing is slim, and your deposit accounts are protected. We are members of the Deposit Insurance Corporation, so your deposits are protected up to a maximum of $50,000.
What if I have more? My business account has a little over $100,000 in it. Will I get my remaining funds if the bank fails?
Yes, through the process of liquidation, which is when the bank's assets are sold over time to repay its creditors, like yourself.
Well, I learned something new today.
My advice is to diversify your financial portfolio across different account types, different member banks, and credit unions. Help us to protect you by protecting yourself.
To learn more, visit our website dic.bs for more information.
Protect the things that really matter to you. Shield Insurance is the insurance company that grows with you to meet your insurance needs through this beautiful adventure we call life. From automobile to home to life and health, boat, liability, construction, and business insurance, Shield has affordable policies, flexible options, friendly service, and the expertise to protect your hard-earned assets. Don't take a chance. Put it in our hands at Shield Insurance.
Welcome back to You and Your Money, everyone. In this segment, we're going to be having the conversation with ASB Capron and Inspector Greenslade, and we're talking about understanding the consequences, the aftermath of serious accidents. Now, ASB Capron, what are some of the most common long-term effects that serious accidents have on victims as well as their families, particularly in terms of physical recovery and financial stability?
Okay, so I want to break that down into two different parts. The first part is automatically from your in an accident, there is damage to your vehicle. And so your vehicle is down. It may take some time to get the police report. That's provided that the person, if you're in the right or the wrong of the accident, if it takes a while for the insurance to kick in. So you're out of a vehicle. You have no way to get to work. That's if there's no injury involved in the accident. There's no way to get to work. There's no way to get your children back and forth to school, to get to the simple things that you need to do. Just simply go into the food store. Everything is an inconvenience because your vehicle is down. Then now we move on to the injury part of it. Any amount of injury keeps you out of work. And sometimes when you're out of work, you're not getting paid. And so that's a financial strain on your family who is accustomed to a certain standard of life. And so that's just a broken leg. A broken leg could have you off anywhere from 6 to 9 months. But even more serious injury, now your family has to now come in and take care of you with limited funds, because your funds are limited, with no ride to get you back and forth to the doctor until either the vehicle is fixed, repaired, or replaced. And so these are some of the common long-term. And so that's why we're asking persons to drive for yourself and also drive for other road users, because sometimes you may have the right of way, but the time it takes to get your vehicle repaired or to get your family back on their feet financially, it sometimes is simply not worth it.
Now, Inspector Greenslade, how can a lack of insurance coverage worsen the impact of a serious accident, and what steps can motorists take to ensure that they have adequate coverage?
So it can worsen the effects for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's actually unlawful to drive without valid insurance, at least third-party insurance coverage. And therefore, if you're involved in an accident, it's found that you did not have third-party coverage or greater, you can actually be charged with driving a motor vehicle while not being covered on insurance. So you get an additional charge after the accident on top of driving out due care and attention or dangerous and reckless driving or whatever other charge there was if you were found at fault for that accident. Also, in regards to finances, it's going to cause much more of a financial burden on the driver, because let's say you're not paying attention, you're texting on your phone, and in stop and go traffic you rear-end a Chevy Suburban that happens to be a livery vehicle. No insurance to cover, you may find yourself spending now $70,000 or more, depending on the year that vehicle is, the quality of the vehicle, where it was purchased from, the quotes. So you may find yourself in a deep financial hole. It's also the inconvenience of not having a vehicle at that time. You may find yourself paying for that person to be renting a vehicle, or potentially paying for the person that you struck to be driving an SD. And in the time that it takes that vehicle to be fixed, you can find yourself paying 3, 4, 5 months worth of SD bills, or going to court and being forced to pay compensation to that person. So not being covered by insurance leaves you in a really bad spot financially, in view of the law. And it's definitely very important for persons to ensure that their vehicle is covered, at least with third-party insurance. We have a great number of insurance companies here in Nassau, Bahamas. You can call around, you can drive around, you can find the different prices, the different packages that are offered. In my experience, the insurance agents have been very, very helpful. Persons that are unaware, you can sit down and simply have a conversation with a person. They'll educate you as to exactly what may be the best coverage for you, the basic packages that they have, and what they all have to offer. So there's absolutely no excuse. If you're driving a motor vehicle, you need to be insured.
Well, that's simply put. Now, ASB Capron, what resources or support systems are available for individuals who experience significant life changes to a serious road accident, such as loss of mobility or income?
Well, the government has made provisions in terms of once persons are injured, they receive medical care at the Princess Margaret Hospital. There are also out clinics in all of the different communities for persons who need, let's say, counseling, because the effects of an accident don't stop on the accident scene. It may not even stop to an injury standpoint, but some things persons need to speak about, especially if their quality of life has changed with an injury. And so we have counselors at the Sandlands Rehabilitation Center. The government allows for psychologists available to persons that need to talk, and they, simply would not have to come up with funds out of their pocket.
Now, Inspector Greenslade, can you share some real-life examples on how road accidents have affected individuals' abilities to provide for their families, and what lessons can be learned from these cases?
So persons involved in traffic accidents will find themselves in a number of issues after the accidents occurred: physically, mentally, financially, socially, because it's embarrassing for persons involved in an accident to be sitting on an accident scene and having persons pass by in a small community like ours. It's financially strenuous, particularly if you're at fault for the accident, and as I spoke about earlier, without insurance, to now have to pay out of pocket. There are also a lot of Bahamian persons that they rely on their physicality to make money on a daily basis. Not everyone has a government job or a particular contract. There are some persons that work with their hands, skilled workers, there's laborers that are required to provide a physical service on a daily basis. And so if you receive injury from an accident and it makes you incapable of showing up to work and performing the tasks that you get paid to do, particularly if you're the sole breadwinner for the home, then not just you, but now your entire family is going to feel the repercussions of that. If you're the only person paying a school fee and now your physical injury has limited your ability to work the amount of hours that you usually work or allow you to just put bread on the table for your family, then definitely there's going to be some fallout as a result of that.
Well, ASP Demetria Capron and Inspector Greenslade, we have to take another break. And when we return, we're going to talk about preparing for change, navigating the new traffic laws and safety regulations. This is You and Your Money. We'll be right back.
Protect the things that really matter to you. Shield Insurance is the insurance company that grows with you to meet your insurance needs through this beautiful adventure we call life. From automobile to home to life and health, boat, liability, construction, and business insurance. Shield has affordable policies, flexible options, friendly service, and the expertise to protect your hard-earned assets. Don't take a chance. Put it in our hands at Shield Insurance.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Man, I thought retirement would have slowed you down.
It's the island life, son. Living in paradise.
Must be nice. Can't wait until it's my turn, if that day ever comes.
My financial planner has provided me with solutions for my future. Pension, retirement, and even property management.
So who helped you with all this?
Let's go, son. 2 more miles.
What's Leno?
Remind me to renew my insurance before I leave.
Just do it online with CG. Remember when my week-long vacation became a month-long excursion? Yeah, we ended up stuck in Saskatchewan, and I lived off the land for a month. Turns out I'm a natural born ice fisher. Anyway, I renewed my insurance online. You never know.
An online portal that's convenient and simple. CG Atlantic. Good like that.
Welcome back to You and Your Money. ASP Capron and Inspector Greenslade from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, they're still here with us. In this segment, I want us to talk about preparing for change, navigating the new traffic laws and safety regulations. ASP Capron, what are the key changes in the new traffic laws taking effect on January 1st, 2025, and how will they impact motorists in the road safety aspect in the Bahamas?
There are a lot of changes to be made in this that are going to take effect in this new amended law. Now, one thing that I do want to highlight is there's that in this amended law, once you have sometimes when you go to the insurance company, not everyone can afford to pay all of the insurance fees up front. And so the insurance allows for you to do a payment plan, maybe pay half, and then over a monthly period you continue to pay. But when persons do not continue to meet that obligation, the insurers have the right to cancel your policy once you have not met your part of it by continuing your payments. And so the insurance company now has an obligation to inform the road traffic department that your insurance is canceled, and the road traffic department has an obligation to inform the commissioner of police. And so one of the things that comes out of that in the amended laws is that if the insurance company does not inform the road traffic, the insurance company is liable to a fine of up to no less than $5,000. If a person, knowing that their insurance policy, because they're riding around, they already have the policy with them, and they produce it, let's say they're involved in an accident, they produce this insurance certificate, or they produce it during a traffic check to avoid getting a ticket, knowing that the policy has been canceled, they are liable to a fine no less than $2,500. Another amendment is if a person is driving on the road, they're stopped by the police, their car is not licensed and insured, as we mentioned before, it gives the police the automatic right to have your vehicle towed. Your vehicle will be towed to a compound. The penalty for not having your vehicle license is $250. Not having it insured is $250. So it's $500. Your vehicle will be towed. You have to pay a towing fee somewhere around $150. So now we're at $650. And then the law allows that only the commissioner can release that vehicle, and you have to pay a fine of $300 on top of that. So we're at almost $1,000, when in actuality, a mature driver can get third-party risk insurance for about $350, and to license it is $195. So you're less than about $550, as opposed to paying almost $1,000. And if you still do not get your vehicle right for the road, next week you may end up paying the $1,000 again. So these are some of the things that we want persons to keep in mind moving forward into this new amended law, January the 1st, 2025.
Now, Inspector Greenslade, how will It's a Traffic Affairs Symposium help to educate the public and stakeholders about the upcoming amendments, and what can attendees expect to learn?
So the upcoming symposium is going to be held on the 27th of November between the hours of 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Police College. It's going to be open to all members of the public, and present will be members of the Road Traffic Department, the Motor Vehicle Training School, the various insurance companies will have agents in place, and person can come there to receive any level of education as it relates to motorists in general. And they can spend the entire day, they can ask the questions that they'd like. They'll have the relevant personnel and authority, and any queries, comments, suggestions that they might have will be well received. What we're looking to do is to truly partnership with the citizens of the Bahamas. We're noticing that no law enforcement worldwide is of any value without the support of the public. And so what we like to achieve is that we're going to educate Bahamians not only on the traffic laws and their responsibility as drivers, but also the power that each Bahamian citizen has. The average Bahamian citizen does not realize how much they can change the community by simply passing relevant information, in some cases making a complaint, and in other cases just making law enforcement aware. If you notice that a traffic light is out, that's something you should report that could prevent an accident. If you notice drivers on a particular intersection constantly running the light, constantly making U-turns, constantly doing something adverse or contrary to the law, that's something to report. If you notice a driver driving in a very dangerous and reckless manner, endangering the general public, you can record their license plate, contact the police. If you notice that there's a particular intersection where persons are just genuinely confused as to whether or not the street merges from the right, merges from the left, potentially the markings or striping in the street may have faded due to the elements. There may not be a sign posted because some unscrupulous person may have removed it. Maybe some natural disaster may have caused it to be damaged. Maybe some accident may have caused it to be damaged. But these are the things that you, as a member of the public, can report to the relevant authorities that may cause another person's life to be saved. and that will actually just enable traffic to flow more smoothly, which we would all like in this great city of Nassau, and will benefit all Bahamian citizens. So if the average Bahamian citizen was aware of the power that they had, and we can form a partnership where you call us with any questions, comments, concerns you may have, I think we'll be a lot better off in general.
Well, I know one of the things that has been something that came about in recent times, which is the left turn with the light being on red. Can we just give some clarity around what that looks like? Because I think some persons are still confused with what to do and when to do it.
Right. So there's no left turn unless there's a sign posted that's allowing you to do so. So you'll notice on University Drive and University Commons, that intersection right where the old road traffic was, there's going to be a sign posted that allows you to turn left on a red light. However, you must, of course, give way to traffic that has the green or has priority at that time. There's no other intersection that you can simply take it upon yourself to do that. If you see a sign posted, you're allowed to do so. Otherwise, please just remain stationary, wait for the traffic light to turn green, or wait for a turning light to indicate that you were able to turn. But you're not just able to freely turn left at any intersection as long as the way is clear. That's not correct.
Thank you for that clarity. Now, ASP Capron, in what ways are the new traffic regulations expected to reduce accidents and fatalities? And what are some of the enforcement strategies planned to ensure compliance?
At the traffic division, we do operations almost on a daily basis. There is no day that passes that we are not on the road safeguarding members of the public, because once we have our presence there, we are actually safeguarding members of the public, drivers, the pedestrians, the motorcyclists. And so the operations will continue. It will not stop. In fact, it will increase, especially coming into these Christmas months coming up ahead. We know that towards the end of the year, a lot more persons doing a lot of hustle and bustle trying to purchase Christmas gifts and the likes of it. And so for that, you're going to see an increased presence of the traffic division out there conducting operations. Operations will continue. The amended traffic laws, as we said, while it will help to reduce serious and fatal accidents, it will ensure that a lot more persons get their vehicles licensed and insured. And that insurance will be a safety net for once persons are involved in an accident. And if there are injuries, serious, minor, or fatal accident, a fatality comes out of it, to ensure that persons can be properly compensated and you do not have to dig in your pocket to go and fund these things.
Now, one of the things that we talked about the education and as well as the upcoming symposium, but is there anywhere that persons from the public can actually access information or educational material that can help them to be informed about road safety?
Yes, there is. They can visit the Royal Bahamas Police Force's page. We have pamphlets of safety tips, safety flyers, safety tips to reduce serious and fatal accidents, possible reasons for hit and run accidents, just safe general tips, driving tips in general. We have those on the Royal Bahamas Police Force page. They can visit the traffic division and they can collect a hard copy of it so that everyone gets the message of traffic safety in the Bahamas.
Well, ASP Capron and Inspector Greenslade, I just wanted to thank you for giving me an opportunity to be on the show, or you being on the show with me here today. Now, is there anything that you would want to add before we end the show for today?
Yes, one thing I'd like to add is to encourage all motorists, and that's both the drivers of motor vehicles as well as the riders of motorcycles. Please keep your documentation with you. Upon request from the police, you should be able to produce your valid driver's license, your proof of insurance, and your certificate of title or some form of ownership for that vehicle. It's unacceptable for the police to stop you and your response to be, "I don't have it on me," or "It's home," because in that moment you need to verify that you are legally in possession of that vehicle. But please keep your documents on you. Motorcyclists, wear your helmets, and let's all try to look out for one another, be our brother's keepers as we traverse the streets.
Well, ASP Capron and Inspector Greenslade, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you. It's our pleasure being here.
The upcoming traffic law amendments aim to create safer roads and reduce fatalities. Compliance will benefit everyone in the long run. That's it for today's show. Don't forget to follow You and Your Money on Facebook and tune in next week for a brand new episode. I'm Ria Christina. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.